Hello and welcome to Nagaland TV. This is CHIPEN KHUVUNG. Let's look at the top stories for now. Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas blames global crude oil price rise for continuous fuel price hike. Also attacks Manmohan Singh-led UPA government for leaving oil bonds unpaid. Himachal Pradesh to open its gates for entry without registration from July 1st. Interstate buses to ply with 50% capacity. Tamil Nadu Workers Union alleges China practicing unauthorized investigation over payment of submarines in Bak area. Tibetan parliament in exile faces constitutional crisis as 22 newly elected members fail to take oath. And now the news in details. As fuel prices continue to dent the pockets of all consumers, Dharmendra Pradhan, the Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, has reiterated that the upward trajectory witnessed by petrol is due to global crude prices. The minister said that one of the main reasons behind the rise in fuel prices in India is that India has to import 80% of the oil consumed. In addition, the minister also launched an attack on the former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh-led UPA regime, stating that the previous government had left oil bonds worth crores for repayment. Interestingly, the oil minister has time and again blamed the price for the hike in fuel rates in India. He had earlier said that it is up to the GST Council to decide whether the fuel should be brought under the goods and services tax, which many believe would substantially bring down the crisis. Currently, the central and state taxes make up for 60% of the retail selling price of petrol and over 54% of diesel. ₹80 per litre of excise duty on petrol and 31.80 rupees a litre on diesel.
विनम्रता से रखना चाहूंगा कि एक तो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय बाजार में तेल की दामों में उछाल आई है, कच्चे तेल की दामों में उछाल आई है। हम अपने आवश्यकता की 80% बाहर से लाना पड़ता है। एक प्रमुख कारण है अब की पेट्रोल डीजल दाम बढ़ने का। और दूसरा, मैंने स्वीकार भी किया था कि भाई टैक्स के माध्यम से भारत सरकार तथा राज्य सरकार कल्याणकारी योजनाओं के लिए, लोगों को रोजगार उपलब्ध कराने के लिए, विकास के कामों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए हम उसको कोई छुपाने की बात नहीं है। आखिर लोगों को तो ज्यादा हाथ में काम देना पड़ेगा ना। अभी बाकी बात आपने कांग्रेस की उछाला है। अभी अर्थशास्त्रियों ने और एक विषय भी लाया है। कांग्रेस 2014 के पहले हमारे ऊपर लाखों करोड़ों रुपया बकाया छोड़ के गया तेल बॉन्ड को लेके, जिसके कारण उसकी इंटरेस्ट और उसकी प्रिंसिपल दोनों की काम हमको अभी चुकता करना पड़ रहा है। वो भी एक प्रमुख कारण है तेल दाम बढ़ने में।
The registration to enter Himachal Pradesh will not be mandatory from July 1st. Interstate buses will also begin to ply with 50% capacity from the same day. Urban Development Minister of Himachal Pradesh, Suresh Bharadwaj, in a cabinet meeting informed that the registration of people to enter Himachal Pradesh will not be mandatory from July 1st. The government has also decided that the interstate buses, including Volvos, will start with 50% capacity. The government offices would start working with 100% capacity from the next month. Tamil Nadu Maritime Workers Union alleged that China is investigating the payment of submarines to unload old buses in the Bak Strait. According to the Tamil Nadu Maritime Workers Union, China is investigating the payment of submarines to unload old buses. The TMW Union Secretary of the State, C.R. Senthilvel, informed that as China's dominance in Sri Lanka increases, China is expanding its dominance over the sea. Thus, the suspicion that China is growing its strength may have begun. Tibetan parliament in exile faces constitutional crisis as 22 newly elected members fail to take oath. According to the Tibetan Charter, the Tibetan parliament in exile to face constitutional crisis after 22 newly elected members did not take oath. Furthermore, the chief election commissioner has also made an appeal to take oath. He further informed that as per the request of Election Commission and general public, the 22 members are likely to take oath in the near future. A trafficked girl from Bangladesh who was brought to India to work as a domestic help has been rescued and transferred to a shelter home by the police. Police have begun verification of her details. The victim, identified as Seema Khatun, disclosed to the police that she was brought to Kolkata by a man named Siba, who later forced her into prostitution. The accused later handed her over to another man named Ajoy, who took her into custody. The victim claimed that Ajoy's son Suraj fell in love with her, and the couple eloped to Bangalore. Few months later, they returned to Dharmasala, Jagpur, and rented a house. The police, upon getting information regarding her whereabouts, jumped into action and rescued the girl. Khatun informed the police that Suraj and she were in love and that the father-son duo played no part in her trafficking. She further pleaded the police to not frame the father-son duo, rather book the accused Siba and arrest him. The victim further pleaded the government to reunite her with her family in Bangladesh at the earliest. The recently launched job calendar by the Andhra Pradesh government has come under fire, with the public accusing the government of not being fair in their executions. The government has been allegedly accused by the people for not advertising all vacancies in the state government departments. Citizens have claimed that the Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy promised to fill every vacancy lying unfilled through fair means. However, he has not kept his word. There are 13,000 vacant posts for constables and sub-inspectors in the state. However, only 450 have been advertised. This was in contrary to the Chief Minister's promise that 6,500 vacancies would be filled up. The public have informed that until all 6,500 vacancies have been filled, protest against the government would continue. Even in Education Department, there are 26,000 vacancies, and the state government has advertised only 2,000 posts. AISF leader Johnson Babu stated that they had fought for 6 years to launch the job calendar. He also stated that vacancies for technical jobs have been advertised. However, contrary to his claim, no advertisement has been published for BTech, MTech and MCS students who have been preparing for AE job in the electrical department. On Wednesday, the Delhi High Court has refused to stay a June 4 notice to WhatsApp issued by the Director General of the Competition Commission of India (CCI), seeking information on the privacy policy of the messaging application. In their fresh applications filed in the pending appeals, Facebook and WhatsApp sought stay on CCI's June 4 notice, asking them to furnish certain information for the purpose of inquiry conducted by IT. The court had said it saw no merit in the petitions of Facebook and WhatsApp to interdict the investigation directed by the CCI. The CCI had contended before the single judge that it was not examining the alleged violation of individuals' privacy policy, which was being looked into by the Supreme Court. It may be recalled that WhatsApp and Facebook had challenged the CCI's March 24 order directing a probe into the new privacy policy in January. The CCI, on its own, decided to look into WhatsApp's new privacy policy on the basis of news reports regarding the same. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching Nagaland TV.